Navina and Clontarf. Come the second half, then Fianna kind of really pulled away and had a good lead. Then against Coola.
Yeah, so I think we can call up those Fianna results on screen and have a look at their path to the final. But very similar, isn't it? There's very little between them on paper, at least.
Yeah, 100%. When you look at what they've scored as well, Fianna 22-78, and then only conceding 3-22. Like very similar in terms of scoring and conceding. And I think with both teams, they're both going to really have their hands full with both forward lines. I think we're in for a cracking midfield battle between Lara McGee, Grace Cost, and then Ailish Haddad and Lucy Collins. I think both defenders are going to have their hands full with the forward lines.
Yeah, and I mean, when we look at those players, there's a wealth of talent, a wealth of well-known names between both sides here tonight. You look at Fianna, the highest number of representatives on the Dublin team in 2023, so Leah, of course, Hannah Terrell, Ailish O'Dowd, Orla Martin and Emma Deely. And Leah then, Hannah and Ailish nominated for All-Stars, and Leah's also nominated for that Player of the Year award as well. I mean, it's just huge what they have, the ammunition.
Oh yeah, and look, when you're coming into a game like this, to have that wealth of talent within your squad, I say they're absolutely just growing in confidence for this. But look, if we look at the Crokes as well, they're such experienced players, a lot of players as well that would have been on county panels. Even if you look at Niamh Carrin from Donegal, Niamh Cotter Cork, Alva Davern from Galway. So Crokes themselves have a wealth of players in there as well. They're well capable of doing the job.
Yeah, listen, Lindsay, I'm going to put you on the spot. I think our time is almost up for I said to you beforehand, it'll fly by. We could talk about the various permutations all evening, but we'll hand it over to the commentary team shortly. I'm going to take you off the fence and say call it, because we watch those stats, very, very similar statistics. But how do you think this one will go this evening?
I think it's going to be a really tight game, to be honest. There's going to be very little in between it, but if Fianna keep playing with the form they've been in, I think they could nip it by a couple of points.
Okay, well, that's Lindsay's prediction. We'll be looking forward to seeing if that comes to fruition on the field, but there's a long way to go and lots of twists and turns, I'm sure, in this game before we get that result this evening. Do I dare mention the extra time, Lindsay, at this point? But anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit later. We're going to hand you over now to our commentary team, though, for this evening's game. Cathal Mullaney and Denise Masterson. Cathal.
Angelina, thank you very much indeed, and you're all very welcome to Parnell Park and a very pleasant Friday evening for this go-ahead Dublin Senior Football Final for 2023. Kilmacud and Fianna still going through their pre-match routines as they look to finalise their preparations ahead of throw. And delighted to say that, as Angelina mentioned, Denise Masterson alongside us on co-commentary tonight. Denise, you're very welcome to the coverage. Big game between these two sides. How do you see it panning out?
Huge game, hopefully a very competitive game. Some really, really good battles going to be going on all over the pitch. Like the girls were alluding to, I suppose we have a couple of county players, very experienced county players on both teams. No more in the middle of the park with Lara McGee and Ailish O'Dowd, coming off the back of a super season with Dublin, and I think when you bring those kind of competition in, when it's coming from a county panel and you know each other very well and you've been getting stuck into each other all year with your county, I think it can bring another element of it into a club game. So and I suppose Lauren McGee being such a fiery personality, I suppose it's something maybe that Fianna will go after as well.
Both teams have been putting up big scores in the group stage. In Fianna in particular, they scored 5-18 against St. Bridget's. They 5-21 against Coola. They've been motoring really, really well. But do you expect tonight to be much tighter than the games that both teams have experienced so far?
Yeah, to be honest, I would. I think both teams kind of. I suppose you could use the word maybe cruised through the group stages. I think they're both coming up against much tougher full forward lines in their opposition, and tougher defences as well. So I don't think it's going to be maybe as open, but I mean there's a lot of talent on show there in the forward lines, but I do think it's going to be a lot tougher to come by the scores tonight. Obviously as well, you have the nerves, you have Parnell Park. It's not a home game for either team like they've had in the group stages anyway, so there's lots of different elements to it. I suppose you would have to think that maybe Fianna have that little bit more experience in terms of being able to deal with a big match game in terms of the county players they have, but then Kilmacud Crokes are champions, so I do think it's a much more evenly I suppose balanced game tonight than maybe what we've seen already in the rounds.
Yeah, for sure. We're really expecting a real cracker tonight. Thankfully there's a really good crowd in ahead of this game, and really good atmosphere building here in Parnell Park tonight as the two sides go after the silverware this evening. As Denise says, Kilmacud Crokes looking to defend the title. Fianna last champions back in 2014. Our match referee tonight will be Ray McBride from the Round Towers GA Club. And ahead of throw-in we are going to pause for a minute's silence in memory of the late Frank Brady from the St Anne's Club, a great stalwart of Dublin GA and Dublin LGFA over the years, who has sadly passed away. And both teams will remember the late Frank Brady here tonight. And a Rón na Fianna, sung by Fiona Bolton, who sings with the Angela Choir in Balbriggan. Ahead of throw-in here in the go-ahead Dublin Senior Football Final. Kilmacud Crokes against na Fianna on a pretty nice Friday night here in Parnell Park. There is a little bit of a breeze, Denise, blowing as we look at it from our commentary position from left to right. Looks to be blowing quite strongly, actually, judging by the tricolour away to our left-hand side. So we'll see who's going to have the aid of that. It looks like Kilmacud will be playing into the breeze in the first half.
Yeah, a balmy breeze at that. It's such a mild evening, lovely night for a game. But yeah, but the breeze here, I think it swirls. It's constantly changing, I think, all the time. But I'm not sure how much of an advantage it will be to either team. But I do think that the start of this game is going to be crucial. And na Fianna, they like to push up, they like to press up and kick outs. And I think it's something that they might really go after here now at the start of this match, because I think a good start obviously is going to be crucial to both teams. But I think just to settle nerves on that.
Well, plenty of inter-county experience in the four players lined up in the middle of the field. Laura McGee and Niamh Cotter in there for Kilmacud Crokes. Eilish O'Dowd and Lucy Collins there for na Fianna. Na Fianna playing in those yellow and blue jerseys from left to right in the first half here at Parnell Park. Ray McBride just makes sure that everything's in order before he throws the ball in here. The Kilmacud goalkeeper Rachel Fleming just making her way towards the goal, away to our right hand side, and then we'll be set to go for the Senior Football Final of 2023. The crowd still coming in on a very pleasant evening, as Denise says, for football. Temperatures are quite warm. Looks like Leah Caffrey is picking up Alva Davern. That should be an interesting battle as well on the 40 away to our left-hand side. But away we go. And Kilmacud into some early possession on the 65-metre line in the Fianna half. The ball works its way out towards Grace Coss on the far side, approaching that 45. That win now is going to have an impact. They'll have to be patient. Niamh Cotter, plenty of inter-county experience with Cork over the years. Now Galway's Alva Davern takes a hold of possession. Laura McGee driving in towards the goalmouth area now. McGee making progress on the far side, finds it to Michelle Davern here, tries to weave away from a challenge. Now it might open up. There's runners coming through the middle. Davern has held her position. Here's a shooting chance, squeezes over the shot, and Kilmacud Crokes off the mark inside the opening minute, and it's Michelle Davern with the first score of the game.
And really interesting, Laura McGee there in the half forward line. You know, such a powerful player. You know, really strong there. Looked like she's creating problems already, but it'll be interesting to see if she switches back.
Kick out goal short. Eilish O'Dowd back inside her own half to pick it up. Was bottled up by a couple of challenges, but the foul came in from Michelle Davern, and a free for Fianna just on the edge of the D inside their own half. Now having to work the ball forward. Defending to do for Kilmacud Crokes. Ball finds its way to Lucy Collins. Has the advantage here. Goes with the long ball inside. Acres of space in front. And Kilmacud looking very open here. It's in the arms of Laura Grendon here for Fianna. Whistle sounds for the free in, but it was 3-on-3 inside. And once Grendon got that ball, Kilmacud looked in a little bit of trouble.
Laura Grendon, she is such an impressive footballer. I watched her a little bit this year with the Dublin development squad, and she's a really strong girl. She has super hands, super feet, deceptively fast, and I think if Fianna can get the ball into her, I think she maybe hesitated and letting the ball go quick. She was between two minds whether to take the player on, but I think if she is a big game for Fianna tonight, she could be really impressive.
Free comes in, but that one has gone to the left and wide. A bit of a let-off for Kilmacud Crokes. Grendon with the opportunity just from inside the D. Now that kick out has gone extremely short from Kilmacud Crokes, but it has gone the required distance as they try and work it out through Rachel Fleming. She does well and brings the ball out towards the 45-metre line. Again, Laura McGee, such a strong runner. That should be an interesting battle in the middle. Lucy Collins is tracking her for the moment. Now it's with Alva Davern. McGee has continued her run here, surging through. This is brilliant from Kilmacud Crokes. It's off to Cotter. Goal chance for Crokes. Oh, it's a brilliant goal. Niamh Cotter with a super finish. Laura McGee involved in the build-up, and it's a dream start for Kilmacud Crokes. Inside the first 2 minutes, they lead by 4.
Oh my God, what a run from Lauren McGee. We just talked about how powerful she was, but I mean, I don't know if she has got faster, but that was just blistering pace up the pitch. I mean, Lucy Collins tried to keep up with her, but she just didn't stop. Really impressive. Completely set that up then, and Cotter finished really well. Yeah,
just 3 minutes gone now in the first half, and Crokes have started brilliantly. Here's Michelle Davern again, 1 point already. Got it from a similar angle here too, but this time Niamh Gleeson does enough to win possession back for Fianna. And it's going to be a free out back there in the corner back position, but Crokes have started this game brilliantly.
Yeah, Michelle Davern, you know, for me last year against Thomas Davis, she was the difference in the first half. You know, she was very lively, really sharp. And looking from how she's starting this game, you know, Parnell Park suits her. She must like the space up there, but she's also looking very lively. And the Fianna full back line just need to maybe settle, and they really need to stop these runs coming from the half forward and midfield.
Remember, Kilmacud playing into the breeze in this first half. Ball is back there with Leah Caffrey, manages to get it away. Now the referee has spotted an infringement, though it's the Kilmacud Crokes player that has remained down. I think he is signalling for a free, and it is a free out eventually. It's Alva Davern down.
Yeah, I think Alva went in maybe to step up, you know, an inter-county player herself with Galway, and I think she went in there maybe to let her presence be known, but I think she came out on the wrong side of it then. You know, Leah Caffrey wouldn't be a woman to be pushed around in any capacity coming out of her back line.
Yeah, Leah Caffrey, one of 3 players on the Fianna team among the All-Star nominations. Hannah Tyrrell and Eilish O'Dowd as well in the running for an All-Star after a superb season with Dublin at inter-county level. Here is Caffrey again. Fianna trying to work it out, but look at the work rate from Kilmacud Crokes all the way up in their own full forward line, forcing Fianna out to a wide position. Emer Nolan, the corner back, picks it up. Carla Conway all the way back inside her own half, and this is good running from the other cornerback. Sophia Hearn tries to play that one down the line, hasn't quite come off. And Fianna probably would love to just get a score now, just to settle themselves into things.
Yeah, they're just a little bit jittery. They just seem to be under severe pressure there, coming out in their own back line, a little bit hesitant in giving the pass, and they just need to be a little bit more sure.
Mia Jennings driving through the heart of the defence, and here could come Kilmacud Crokes again. Can they find a score? It's still Jennings, gives the ball off. Another goal chance for Crokes. Oh, it's a brilliant save, but it's found its way over the bar. Grace Coss with the final opportunity. But it's 1-2 now for Kilmacud Crokes, and Na Fianna yet to get off the mark.
And a great save from Karen O'Connell there. I thought they were through on another one, and you just need Na Fianna to settle to I suppose work their way into this match now, because I think it's going to be work for them. But a super save there from Karen, really good keeper, very composed in the Na Fianna back line always, and she'll be huge to try and settle things back there for them now.
So Kilmacud Crokes with a dream start in this senior final for 2023. 1-2 to no score after just over 5 minutes play here at Parnell Park. Leah Caffrey with possession, but not a whole lot on in front of her. Goes short towards Carla Conway. Kilmacud working well on the challenge so far. Eilish O'Dowd dishes that one off as far as her full-back Niamh Gleeson, as Na Fianna now trying to make some ground maybe on the far side. Lucy Collins goes past the challenge of Michelle Davern. Is fouled then as she tried to get past. And a free in the middle of the park. Na Fianna with Aoife Caffrey, the captain now. Off to Eilish O'Dowd. Laura McGee just standing off this time. This will allow Laura Grendon to come out and get on possession. Had an opportunity from a free earlier on. Hannah Tyrrell. I think this is the first time Hannah Tyrrell has touched the ball in this match now. What can she conjure up from here? Down in that corner, being picked up by Emer Sweeney, the Kilmacud Crokes captain. Still Hannah Tyrrell, working it all the way around. Brings it to Aoife Caffrey. This is better from Na Fianna. Now Tyrrell would love to get a shot off here. Perfect shooting angle, but that one has gone out to the left and wide. It's a second wide for Na Fianna. Better build-up play, and the first time we've really seen Hannah Tyrrell.
Yeah, much better and very composed, and Hannah knows exactly what she wants to do. She worked that ball to try and get it back so she could create space to get it off on her left foot. But you have to admire Kilmacud. They're the ones putting the pressure up on Na Fianna. They've really stepped up, really physical, trying not to let the ball out. But you just feel if Na Fianna could maybe bypass that line of defence from Kilmacud, they have a few one-on-ones inside, and maybe they could get some change out of that if they can get the ball through that middle third.
At the voice of Denise Masterson joining us here on co-commentary tonight for the senior final this season. Kilmacud Crokes looking to retain the crown. This ball is launched forward. Might work out too. Na Fianna do have a +1 there at the back. Leah Caffrey is the extra player just on the edge of the D. They're just trying to maybe shore things up a little bit after that difficult start, but Kilmacud Crokes have the free just outside that 45-metre line. Goes to Alva Davern now, past one challenge. Looking to give a pass off, still a little bit too far out to shoot. Still there for Kilmacud Crokes. It'll come back for the advantage. Davern was fouled. And another chance here just to keep that scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, and you know, Leah is sitting back there as the extra defender, and Wade would maybe like to see her push out a little bit more. I think Kilmacud are enjoying having that extra player, creating an overlap with the give and go, you know, and coming in at the Na Fianna defence, you know. Maybe sitting back a little bit too deeply. Maybe if she pushed out a bit more, put a bit more pressure on them. Like I said, I think Kilmacud are enjoying the possession, enjoying the give and goes, and they're a fast and they're a strong team, and they can create openings with that.
Here comes the free for Kilmacud. That looks good from our vantage point. Kicked over the bar by Ava Rutledge, and it's another score for Kilmacud Crokes. They lead by 1-3 to no score. Approaching the 10th minute mark now here at Parnell Park, but Na Fianna really do need to try and get a score down the other end. Eilish O'Dowd has gone short for the kick-out, the Leitrim native, who had a brilliant season for Dublin at centre field. This is better now from Na Fianna. O'Dowd has continued her run. Instead, the ball finds its way towards Aoife Caffrey. Here is Eilish O'Dowd, but doesn't quite go to hand from a Na Fianna point of view. And now Crokes looking to hurt them down the other end. Plenty of Na Fianna defenders back there, but Crokes looks so dangerous in possession when they get into this area. Lovely give and go, and another goal chance opening up here. Alva Davern for Crokes. Another brilliant save from Karen O'Connell. Well, that's 2 point-blank stops from the Na Fianna goalkeeper. And, well, if they didn't happen, Kilmacud Crokes could be out of sight.
Absolutely, and it's that give and go again. You know, they're just using that numerical advantage with the extra player out the pitch coming in, and they're really using that numerical advantage to create the overlap and create space, and they're just shaking the Na Fianna players off too easy.
Leah Caffrey helps Na Fianna try and get things moving here from the back. They work it out towards the middle of the park. Brilliant challenge from Lauren McGee. Wins it back for Kilmacud Crokes, and then the free is awarded. And McGee not overly pleased with the nature of that challenge from Elise Jameson Murphy.
And in fairness to the tackle, it was a tough tackle, but I think her leg maybe came through. I don't think there was anything intentional in the knock. Lauren got to the head. I think the initial challenge, it was a free, and it was. But I think she accidentally maybe got a clip then of a boot.
Referee is just going to speak to the linesman down underneath us here to get another perspective on that particular challenge. But when things resume, it will be a free for Kilmacud Crokes just inside the Fianna half of the field. But Crokes, remember, playing into the breeze in the first half. They'll be thrilled with the start that they've made. I think there could be a little bit of a talking to here for Elise Jameson Murphy, the Fianna centre back, but that might be all it is. And it is. So it's a free for Kilmacud Crokes. Away we go again. Niamh Cotter got the goal in the second minute. She took that free short. Mia Jennings now down the heart of that defence again. And Crokes look so fluid in their build-up play. That one's been kicked in and kicked over the bar by Ava Rutledge. It's her second point, a free a couple of moments ago, and now one from play, and things going very nicely indeed for Crokes.
Yeah, Mia Jennings, she has such lovely fast feet, you know, really comfortable on the ball. And Ava Rutledge, I just admire her so much, you know, coming back from those severe head injuries, and I just love seeing her, and I love seeing her playing that form now for Kilmacud, and I'm sure it means an awful lot to her.
So 1-4 to no score. This one has ricocheted off Leah Caffrey, and it's going to be a Kilmacud ball. So things just going their way. We haven't really seen too much possession at all, have we, Denise, down on the other end of the field?
No, like we said, they're in the Kilmacud, in fairness, they're putting huge pressure on the Fianna backline, trying to work the ball up, and Fianna maybe just a little bit nervy, and a few of the hand passes they're giving not going directly to hand, and Kilmacud are all over any loose ball on the ground. They just seem a little bit quicker to everything at the moment. You'd be hoping that Fianna maybe will play themselves into it a little bit more, and like I said, Laura Grendon is completely isolated up there one-on-one, and if they can get the ball up the pitch, I do think she and of course Hannah Tyrrell will be able to do a bit of damage. But with all the bodies Fianna have back, Kilmacud still seem to be able to find the space, so you just maybe like them to step up a little bit more, put a little bit more physical pressure on them coming through the way they're doing to them, I suppose.
So just waiting for this 45 now to be taken for Kilmacud Crokes. Ball in the arms of Amy Conroy. All the way over on the far side, you can see the stand over there. There's a brilliant crowd in for tonight's game. And a good atmosphere in Parnell Park as Amy Conroy now assesses the angle. Lauren McGee possibly looking for a short one there. Instead it'll be driven in around the goalmouth area. Palmed away, and this time the +1 at the back works to good effect for Fianna. Leah Caffrey swept up the loose ball. Aoife Nolan now getting involved, another player with plenty of county experience. Eilish O'Dowd now looking up here. It is 2-on-2 inside in the full forward line. One of the players in there is Hannah Tyrrell. She's been marked very tightly by Emer Sweeney. I think she just got a nudge in the back as she tried to control that one. So here's a chance now from a free. But as you say, Denise, there's acres of space inside once Fianna get the ball in. Acres
of space. I mean, the ball doesn't necessarily have to be that accurate. They just need to hit it wing side. Maybe if the girls give them a chance, you know, you'd have to back Hannah Tyrrell in a sprint, although Emer is doing a super job and are a very experienced player for Crokes.
You could see what Laura Grendon was trying to do there. The run was being made by Orla Martin in around the back, but Kilmacud Crokes had enough defenders back there to see out the space. Now, this is where they've been hurting Fianna on the break. It's coming with Grace Cost now. 1 point already. It is 3-on-2 inside. Here's the free player back there, Leah Caffrey, now standing up the challenge. Hand pass goes inside. Bit of work to do for Michelle Davern, but she gets it up in time. Now coming back outside to Ava Rutledge, looking for a third point. Oh, that's brilliant from Ava Rutledge. What a brilliant score. More brilliant build-up play from Kilmacud Crokes, and Ava Rutledge can do little wrong right now.
Oh, she just looks so comfortable on the ball. She looks like someone who's really enjoying her football, which maybe is a ridiculous thing to say. I'm sure everyone out there is, but she just looks like someone who's enjoying playing the game. I mean, the way she's stroking the ball over the bar, so comfortable. And like I said, absolutely delighted for her. You know, she had a tough time with a bad concussion, and she's really come out the other side of it. And for the past 2 seasons, I think she's been playing lovely football. But Fianna will be concerned now. Lucy seems to have picked up a bad bang on her shoulder there, so she seems to be in quite a bit of pain.
Yeah, it doesn't look particularly encouraging from a Fianna point of view. Lucy Collins just down receiving some attention, and there's a signal for a change here, and that's really unfortunate for Lucy Collins and Fianna. And very little has gone right for them so far. 8 points the margin here, and we're still inside the first quarter of this match. But Lucy Collins would be a huge loss, you would say, for Fianna at this stage.
Yeah, she'd be a really big loss in the middle of the park for Fianna, you know, in terms of, I'd say it actually might mean a little bit of jiggling around, a little bit of jiggling around in terms of positions, because I'm not sure they'd have somebody that they'd has a direct swap maybe to come in there and to do a job in the middle of the park with the players that are there. But she seems in an awful lot of pain there. So you just wish Lucy all the very best as well. Hopefully it's not as bad as it may appear. But yeah, look, it's an awful blow for Fianna. You know, she'd be one of their very experienced players as well, inter-county experience, and she'd be one of the leaders within the group as well. So with the scoreline at the moment and them struggling to get the ball up the pitch, it's a huge loss for Fianna now.
Yeah, let's hope that's not too serious for Lucy, and we wish her well as she receives some attention just down on the sideline underneath us. Meantime, play will get back underway now. Fianna have brought in a substitute. We'll clarify the change in just a moment for you. It looks like the player wearing number 20, Claire Kelly, is in, and she's taken up a place inside in the forward line. Here come Fianna now on an attack. Again, it is the new player in, Claire Kelly, who gets an early touch. Leah Caffrey this time has pushed forward. Perhaps Caffrey will be the player to move into a more central position around the middle of the park. This time it's Laura Grendon now taking it forward. Had a chance from a free earlier on. This is Grendon again through the middle. They'd love a goal. Fianna for goal, and they've got it. We've got a match now. Fianna with a much needed goal, and Laura Grendon is the player to get it, and that brings them right back into things here.
Oh yeah, isn't it funny sometimes? You know, you would have thought that maybe Lucy going off, it seems that they all looked like they just had a little bit more life about them there. Lucy driving up the pitch, and Claire had an instant Claire Kelly had an instant impact coming on there on the forward line, so exactly what they needed. And like we said, if they can get that ball into Laura, she will do damage.
Here Fianna come again. Well, is that the momentum shifter, that goal from Laura Grendon in the 16th minute of this first half to get Fianna moving in the right direction? The gap now 5, and surely Fianna will grow in confidence now after that brilliant finish from the full forward. Eilish O'Dowd dishes that one off, goes for the return. Crokes have plenty of bodies back there in a defensive position trying to repel this particular attack. The ball spills away, but picked up again by Claire Kelly. She had an impact in that move for the goal as well. Kelly has gone inside here too. Big impact from the substitute. Can she get past the challenge? Claire Kelly still there. Eilish O'Dowd now getting involved and dishing it off. Another goal chance for Fianna. Oh, it's been flashed over the bar by Aoife Caffrey. Well, they're a new team over the last couple of minutes. Fianna with 1-1 in quick succession to really breathe life into their challenge here.
Yeah, and it's funny because sometimes I think when you're sitting on the sideline, it's like Claire has seen something that she thought they just needed to maybe drive at them a bit, quicker feet, quicker hands, and she certainly come on and had an immediate impact. She looks really, really hungry, and she looks like someone who was watching very keenly on the sideline and was just waiting to get in and maybe try and change things for the team, and she's certainly done that.
Well, let's see what Kilmacud Crokes can muster here now in response with the momentum now, it would appear, with Fianna. The ball in the arms of Amy Conroy, past one challenge. She's looking to go past another couple as well, just lost her footing at the crucial moment, and possession spills away. It's picked up now by Leah Caffrey, forward to Carla Conway. And Fianna just making it a little bit difficult on themselves. At least Jamieson Murphy almost caught in possession. Eilish O'Dowd has grown into things now in the last couple of minutes, drives that one forward. Hannah Tyrrell was just on the back foot as that ball came towards her. She's been picked up by Emer Sweeney. That's been a good battle so far.
A really good battle. Same no more in the middle of the park with Laura McGee, who's moved back there now with Eilish O'Dowd. Another really good battle. Yeah,
and here they are going up against one another. McGee playing that one short towards Alva Davern. Just standing off her is Emma Deely. Forward now to Michelle Davern. 1 point already. Trying to come back outside now. Davern looking to weave away from the challenge. Hand pass just evades Niamh Cotter. She got her goal all the way back in the 2nd minute, Niamh Cotter. Part of that brilliant start for Crokes. She's got away from the challenge now. Possibilities here for Kilmacud Crokes. Cotter's hand pass eventually controlled. Still there for Crokes. Laura McGee now goes around Eilish O'Dowd. McGee for the shot. Brilliant block down. That's better defending from Fianna. Big collision too. Leah Caffrey diving in on the boot of McGee. Both players have taken a knock as the rain starts to fall.
That was an unbelievable little passage play there from Leah Caffrey. I think that might be her 4th tackle of hitting body contact there in that passage play for Kilmacud. Whether it be just stopping a player trying to run through, she got a hand on a hand pass, and then that super block on Laura McGee as soon as they're in anywhere within Leah's range. I think she must have got 4 tackles in that one passage of play. Really, really brave, super defending.
Caffrey, one of the top players in the country through this season. That brilliant display in the All-Ireland final as well, capping off a brilliant season for the Fianna defender, and her team now resume with the possession. The ball has gone to Karen O'Connell, who's made a couple of key saves, and if Fianna are to go on and win this, that could be very crucial indeed. Eilish O'Dowd now surging forward away from Grace Coss here. O'Dowd looking up for an option. She has options left and right. She goes to her right hand side. Hannah Tyrrell for the chance. Hand passes it in, and it's gone all the way across the goal. And has it been put over the bar? It's been put wide by Laura Grendon. Well, you could see what Hannah Tyrrell was trying to do, very unselfish in palming it into that goalmouth area, hoping for a flick from an Fianna player into the net. Doesn't quite come off.
No, and I think it's Claire Kelly now, the girl that came on for the injured Lucy Collins there. I think she took a knock to the face there. Very, very goalkeeping there again from Rachel Fleming. But interesting talking about keepers. Karen O'Connell coming out there, helping her defensive line, coming out more towards the 45. Not something I suppose you see as much in ladies football as you do in the men's game, but very effectively helping her team work the ball up the pitch. But we just hope that Claire Kelly is okay there. I think she took a knock to the face or the head.
Well, a couple of goal chances now for either side. Kilmacud have had 3. They've converted 1. You could count that one as a goal chance for Fianna, so it's 1 from 2 for them. But it does show how quickly this game could change.
And I suppose how potent both forward lines are. Both defences probably do need to up their game slightly. However, I do think that Emer Smith is doing a super job in there on Hannah.
Well, we can see now that Fianna have pushed right up on this kick out. Leah Caffrey has pushed right forward. She was sitting back a little bit. So a more aggressive approach now from Fianna seems to be reaping dividend.
And everyone talking, you love to see people organising as well. And Fianna really seem to now have maybe got a little bit of an impetus there after Lucy going off injured.
Claire Kelly still receiving some attention down to our right hand side, but Fianna have squeezed right up. We can see Eilish O'Dowd and Leah Caffrey, Hannah Tyrrell as well, just organising a kind of zonal press here. There are 4 Fianna players across the middle, just inside the 65-metre line. Claire Kelly is still receiving attention here, just making sure everything's okay from a Fianna point of view, and thankfully she's going to be able to continue. So Fianna will keep Claire Kelly on the field, and now we'll have the kick out from Rachel Fleming. Goes short. Now can Kilmacud Crokes work it out from here? Lots of Fianna players have pushed up, but just off camera, Leah Caffrey now is dropping back into that sweeper position. Ball is with Mia Jennings now inside her own half for Kilmacud Crokes. Better tackling this time from Fianna. Just a little bit too robust, just as it looked like the turnover might come.
Unlucky, really, really good defending, but you have to be impressed there with Philippa Green. She's such an experienced player for Kilmacud, but with a press like that on, it was no bother to her. She wanted the kick out, went for a very determined run, and obviously great level of trust between her and her goalkeeper. But just love to see players like that step up when such a press had been organised.
Mia Jennings with brilliant running through the middle, and now another goal chance for Kilmacud Crokes. Will they get it this time? They might get a point. They will get a point. It's Ava Rutledge with her 4th point of the game, her 3rd from play. Again, Mia Jennings getting past the challenges and opening up the goal chance.
She is such a dangerous looking player. Her feet, her hands, she's just so speedy on the pitch, and she's creating a lot of problems. Even though she hasn't got on the scoreboard yet herself, I don't know how many assists she's on, but she's certainly creating a lot of chances up there for Kilmacud.
That kick out hasn't gone to plan for Fianna. Kilmacud have won it straight away. They're moving a bit better now. There's runners through the middle here again. There might be another goal chance on for Kilmacud Crokes. Eilish O'Dowd back there, coming through the back of Niamh Carr, and it's free in. Not too many complaints from a Fianna point of view with that one. And another good chance for Kilmacud Crokes. So they've kind of stemmed that momentum Fianna had built up.
They have, yeah. I mean, you thought maybe that they would have built on it more, maybe had a few more opportunities, but still in all, I'm sure just even getting in for the goal, getting the point, I'm sure Fianna, the confidence maybe that they're building up, I think they've steadied into the game a little bit more. And Kilmacud, whilst they've only got 1 point, I suppose, since Fianna got their 1-1, so I suppose they definitely took the sting out of the tail and they slowed their momentum down. But there's no two ways about it. Kilmacud are going to be coming back at them. They're going to get another run at them, but it's whether Fianna can handle it a bit better now.
Now the free for Kilmacud Crokes. The rain starting to fall a little bit more heavily now. Standing over this one is Ava Rutledge, just on the edge of the penalty area, and pops that one over the bar. She's having a brilliant evening. That's her 2nd free, her 5th in all. And Kilmacud Crokes moves 6 in front, 1-7 to 1-1 with half-time coming into view.
Interesting to see the difference in the press. Kilmacud are very much a man-to-man press, where Fianna kind of go after the zonal one.
And that's the second time the kick out has gone to that area of the field, and the second time that it's been won by Kilmacud Crokes. Aoife Kane doing well. The Dublin player dishes that one back as far as Mia Jennings again. So prominent in this brilliant first half display from the defending champions. The ball finds its way back towards Kate Murray now. Plenty of space on the far side. Niamh Cotter is occupying that. Tries to get past the challenge. Comes inside to Alva Davern. Cork and Galway combined, but this shot is trying to curl in. Almost did, but out to the right and wide. I make that, is that the first wide for Kilmacud Crokes?
I think
in
so,
this
yeah.
match? It's been a remarkable and efficient attacking display so far.
2 goal chances saved and 1 wide, yeah.
That kick out has gone short. Better from Fianna this time. Now can they make the most of possession? The ball with Sophia Hearn, but the tackling from Kilmacud Crokes in this area has been really, really good, and you can see it again. Davern is in there, Cotter as well. This time they've given away the free. Leah Caffrey now is looking up for an option. Hannah Tyrrell is all the way on the far side of the field, and Caffrey may well go short here. Niamh Gleeson drives it forward, well gathered by Emma Deely. Again, it's 2-on-2, just off camera away to our right-hand side, if they can get the ball forward quickly. Kilmacud aren't playing with an extra player back there. The ball now with Aoife Caffrey. Here comes the long delivery. Hannah Tyrrell. Oh, brilliant hands from Hannah Tyrrell now. Bottled up by the challenge of Mia Jennings, but gets away from the first one. And now she's got the free.
She wasn't happy with the tackle, but she used her body so well and shielding that ball in to win it. It really, she made it look much easier than it was.
Tyrrell takes the free quickly. Elise Jameson Murphy now playing that one off. Laura Grendon got the goal in the 16th minute. Eilish O'Dowd. Carla Conway all the way back to Jameson Murphy again. Fianna having to be patient. That's a rather loose hand pass. Leah Caffrey just wasn't able to get there in time. Alva Davern now trying to profit from that. Sliding in was Cotter as well. Well, the ball there to be won, and Fianna have got it. In fairness to them, they've done well to retrieve that messy situation where they almost coughed up possession, but can they make it count now as we approach half-time at Parnell Park, the go-ahead Dublin Senior Football Final for 2023. Kilmacud Crokes on top, but Fianna would love to get a score here just to trim down that margin. Eilish O'Dowd plays it inside. There might be a goal on here for Fianna again. Another chance. It's Claire Kelly. Comes back outside. It's a great save from Rachel Fleming. Straight at the goalkeeper was the shot from Carla Conway. And again, Kilmacud Crokes survive. Well, it's another goal chance for Fianna. That really would have made things interesting.
Yeah, and I suppose the goal chance was on. You can't dissuade people from taking it, I suppose, but just 1 or 2 of those goal chances. If Fianna had been popping them over the bar, you know, sometimes they would be going in maybe with 3 points in it as opposed to 6. But you can't, I suppose, criticise when you're taking goal chances when you're in those kind of scoring opportunities.
Now Michelle Davern might sense the goal is on here, goes with the fist and gets the point. Really smart play from Michelle Davern. Well, might that be a big moment in this match, almost in a Fianna goal down the other end, and Kilmacud return possession with interest and get the point at the other.
Yeah, and I suppose exactly what I was just saying. You know, Michelle wouldn't have been criticised maybe for going for goal there either, but maybe she knew that they just needed to get another point on the board. But I suppose they're in a different position to Fianna, where Fianna are kind of chasing it, feel that the lead is getting big, and maybe the goals are more important for them. But Michelle, very, very intelligent play there, just to fist it over the bar and take the momentum out of it again.
So 7 points the gap as we head towards half-time here at Parnell Park. Remember, Kilmacud Crokes playing into the breeze, though it has dropped a little bit since throw-in.
And that's Leah Caffrey down, I think, receiving some attention, so that really would be a disaster for Fianna.
Yeah, just receiving some attention there. They've already lost Lucy Collins, remember, the midfielder. Looks like Caffrey's going to be okay to continue, but they have shown signs, even after that difficult start, that they can get themselves back into this game.
Absolutely. I mean, I think they'll be disappointed with a few of their errors or a few of their coughed up possessions in terms of just individual errors, you know, maybe coming out of the back line. I'm sure they'll be working on maybe trying to spread it a little bit. It's very narrow sometimes when they're trying to work it up the pitch and they're allowing Kilmacud turn them over. But other than that, you know, definitely I'm sure Fianna will feel that they've left some scores behind here in this half.
Good tackle in from Aoife Caffrey, but the free has been awarded. Taken by Aoife Kane, as Kilmacud Crokes now looking to add another score or two before half-time. Sophia Hearn is pursuing Alva Davern. Ball goes inside as far as Amy Conroy now, trying to escape the clutches of Emer Nolan. Back outside it comes to Davern again. Lurking in space here is Grace Coss. She'll eventually get on possession and maybe try and shift it around. Laura McGee is just directing matters there on the 45. They go back down this left-hand side again. Kilmacud Crokes. Hand pass inside is a good one. Brilliant build-up play once more. Ava Rutledge is having the game of her life at corner forward. Has she got another point? Ava Rutledge with the right-footed shot, but this time it's just gone to the left and wide. And let off for Fianna.
Yeah, and I was thinking there, it's the last person that Fianna want to see trying to put those scores over, but she was just unlucky there, Ava Rutledge, with that one, but it was definitely the right opportunity to take, and particularly with the form with which she's kicking it with.
Ailish O'Dowd had made the dart towards the sideline there, but it was just a little bit too congested. Amy Conroy got an important hand in for Kilmacud Crokes. Laura McGee was there as well. McGee again now, gathering possession. Forward it goes, picked up by Alva Davern. Niamh Cotter looking to pick a pass, finds Michelle Davern. More good build-up play from Kilmacud Crokes. Another goal chance perhaps. Oh, what a finish. Mia Jennings. Well, she's been brilliant in setting up teammates in this first half, and now she's got a score of her own. What a goal that is on the stroke of half-time for Kilmacud Crokes.
What a goal it was, and the kick passing that led up to it, the interplay between the Kilmacud girls was really, really good. It started with Kate Murray there in centre back, kicking a lovely ball in, but really, really good score from Kilmacud. Very disappointing for Fianna.
Yeah, it really puts daylight between the teams now, doesn't it? 2-8 to 1-1. And that little surge from Fianna, which closed the gap down to 4 points at one stage after the goal from the player in possession now, Laura Grendon. Well, they might have a chance here now because Kilmacud are open at the back. Grendon driving forward. She has Claire Kelly to her right. Goes inside towards Kelly. Oh, brilliant defending from Kilmacud Crokes. They had enough defenders back there. It was a strong challenge from, I think it was the fullback Emer Sweeney. Well, it was a badly needed tackle because Fianna certainly were going for the juggler there, looking for the goal, but they've come away with nothing.
No, and you know, I don't know if maybe Laura had the momentum maybe to just take it on herself. Maybe, you know, Claire was standing in the box, you could see what Laura was thinking, but she was stationary. It made it very easy for the Kilmacud girls to just close in on her, and she's after taking another bad knock. I kind of was backing Laura there maybe to just pull the trigger there herself, particularly with the momentum that she had going forward. Unselfish play, but in that case maybe you just need to be I was actually discussing her during the week, like a Valerie Mulcahy, and just take the chance and go for it yourself.
Another opportunity for Fianna, and well, they really could have done with it, couldn't they, heading into half-time.
And I mean, you can see where that space is if they can get the ball, and the ball too. Grendon was a really poor ball, but she won it. She will win ball, you know, and if they can get it in there to her and Hannah Tyrrell. But they're just really struggling in the middle third and in their back line, maybe trying to work it up. And
probably have to give Kilmacud some credit as well, because they are playing into the breeze, yet they're not playing with a sweeper.
No, huge credit. And even on their kickouts, like I said, they're really, really man-to-man. You know, they're all sticking to their own man-marking job and doing it really effectively. They're a very, very strong team, a very physical team. Yeah, they've really adopted an offensive mindset here in the first half, and it's really paid off. 2-8 already, and they're certainly in the driving seat to try and claim the silverware on offer here at Parnell Park tonight, but still a long way to go. Ball being carried forward by Grace Coss. A more good build-up play. This is Mia Jennings. Might there be another score here for the wing forward? She plays this one off, and the shot comes in eventually. Now, the foul happened. Did it happen inside the penalty area? Well, I think the referee might just ask his umpires about that. The shot came in from Michelle Davern. There was certainly a foul. There was certainly a foul, yeah. But Mia Jennings, again, she is causing all sorts of nightmares up there for the full back line for Fianna. And Michelle Davern is just always in the right place at the right time and around the square looking for a goal. But I'm not sure. I think it may have been just outside. I don't know what the referee has decided there. Yeah, I think he's just decided just outside. I think you might be right, Denise. There certainly was a tug on the shirt. But Kilmacud were again going for that goal if they could get it. They'll get a point, you would imagine. Ava Rutledge with the free. But they'll be thrilled with their efforts here in the first half. It's been a very efficient attacking performance as well, just a couple of wides. And Ava Rutledge with the chance for her 6th point of the evening as we head towards half-time here. And no mistake from Rutledge. She pops that one over the bar. And Kilmacud Crokes now 2-9.
They'll be thrilled with that first half tally.
Absolutely thrilled, and I'd say Fianna just can't wait to get into the changing room, maybe to try and regroup and see what they can do, maybe to improve upon this performance.
Well, Leah Caffrey did brilliantly there. There were two Kilmacud Crokes players trying to win that ball, and had they done so, there was certainly a goal chance on, but Caffrey retained possession. This is Eilish O'Dowd. Forward it goes. This is better from Fianna. Hand pass towards Jamison Murphy. Claire Kelly will get it at the second time of asking. Back now to Jamison Murphy again. Referee is looking at the watch down there. We will have half-time very shortly. There have been a few stoppages in this first half. Fianna need to get this ball forward quickly. Well, they haven't done so, and there is the half-time whistle. So it's Kilmacud Crokes certainly in the driving seat at half-time. They lead by 2-9 to a goal and a point for Fianna after that opening half. Absorbing stuff, but certainly Kilmacud Crokes on the scoreboard, leading matters quite convincingly. Mia Jennings with a brilliant goal in the 31st minute. Niamh Cotter got the first one for Kilmacud Crokes in the second minute. They led by 1-5 to no score at 1 point. Ava Rutledge with 6 points in that first half. Fianna hit back with a goal from Laura Grendon. They did close the gap to 4 points at one stage, but in the end, at that first half, Denise, it's certainly Kilmacud, the happier team, heading for the dressing rooms. Yeah, it's certainly Kilmacud in a good position at half-time, so they're heading for the dressing rooms with a 2-9 to 1-1 lead, and they certainly are favourites here now to take home the silverware, as both teams now just readying themselves to heading to the dressing rooms. The rain is starting to fall, but the wind is still blowing, and that will be in favour of Kilmacud Crokes in the second half. So half-time here at Parnell Park. Let's go over to Angelina and Lindsay.
Thanks so much, Cathal. Well, there was entertainment aplenty in that first half, definitely, Lindsay. It just looked like Fianna were getting back into it, and a couple of chances missed, and Kilmacud Crokes are back up and have extended that lead. But what a start from Kilmacud Crokes. They were just out of the traps, settled really quickly.
Yeah, 100%. They were flying from the get-go. They've been really impressive this half. They're not really giving Fianna an inch all across the pitch. Even their link-up play in the forwards, there's just runner after runner. Ava Rutledge having a fantastic game so far. They're really strong in that attack, and Fianna are just really struggling. And I think on the far end, then they're kind of forcing a few shots as well. Karen O'Connell keeping them in with 2 amazing saves as well to kind of, it took them over 15 minutes to kind of get their first score, and they missed 3 goal attempts in between that as well. So yeah, I think they'd be really disappointed with that first half performance.
Yeah, even the goal opportunities that were missed, and we were chatting a little bit here while watching it, there were some unforced errors, there was some good pressure play from the Kilmacud defence, but we felt probably that Fianna could have opted perhaps for the points instead of going for goal, just to eat into that lead a little bit and build their confidence.
Yeah, and just to settle a bit. They're kind of forcing the scores a bit. Yeah, I think if you look back, you see in the far end Michelle Davern going for a right option, fisting the ball over the bar, taking the simple scores, where in the other end then they're kind of just forcing it a bit. I can see there in some of the playbacks now, like in the run from Lara McGee there, and then Niamh Cotter coming off and finished it brilliantly.
Yeah, that was an incredible goal, and we commented on that run from Lauren McGee for it. As you said, it takes 15 minutes for Fianna to get their goal, but at this stage Kilmacud Crokes were just running riot, and just picking off some really good scores. But Karen O'Connell,
yeah, like that was fantastic work from Mia Jennings there, and then just lays the ball off for the great come through for Niamh Cotter, for the goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like unbelievable work from them. Their link-up play is just all over the pitch. They're really causing Fianna a lot of bother.
Yeah, and we are watching some of those scores there. It's just, as you said, the link-up play, but the efficiency. They're really able to pick off scores at the end of it.
Yeah, and even when you're looking at they're really going full press on the kick-outs. Like this is the goal that Laura Grendon gone to kind of settle them. It took over 15 minutes to get that, but straight away Crokes went straight back up the pitch and another score. I think, like, unfortunate there if you look with Sarah and Fianna, like the wides, they've had 3 wides. Like Crokes have just been very efficient when their scores all over only 2 for them.
We were watching a couple of scores from Ava Rutledge there as well. I mean, a word in her performance, you've alluded to it already, that first half performance, she was very, very impressive from play and from frees.
Yeah, she's just very active across the pitch. 3 points from play, 3 from a free, and she's creating a lot of link-up scores as well.
Yeah. When we talk about Fianna, as we said, they were coming back into it. It takes 15 minutes. Lucy Collins, though, goes off injured just before they get that goal. And you said straight away that's a huge loss, because we mentioned the midfield battle when we started. So that's going to be difficult for them as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Lucy was a really big loss there. Injured 15 minutes in, looked like an elbow or shoulder injury. But in fairness, Claire Kelly has come on and she's made some attacking runs, and unfortunately they just didn't finish the score, but she has done very well as a replacement coming on to fill the gap for Lucy.
It's 2-9 to 1-1 at half time. That second goal I think was a real killer blow for Fianna. They were kind of sticking in it, at that point. What do you say in a dressing room like that at half time? Is it just basically go out, throw the shackles off and give it everything now at this stage?
Yeah, and it's a hard one to know. Is it that Fianna just haven't got going yet, or is it just that Crokes have just been so impressive? It's going to be a really difficult dressing room in there, 2-9 to 1-1 down at half time. I don't feel they've got going at all. And then if you look at Crokes' bench, they still have a lot of talent on that bench that they haven't run. You've got Cassie Sultan, Emma Kane, Julia Buckley, Molly Lamb, all with great experience. And you imagine if they come in the second half, they'll make a difference for Crokes as well. But I think for Fianna, yeah, they just have to go at it now and just be more clinical in front of goal.
A word on the breeze. When we were coming in a little bit earlier, it was a very strong breeze, and it still looked to be fairly strong pitch side. We're sheltered from it this evening up here, and it looked like Fianna had the benefit of that. Now, it may have gone a little bit more crossfield just looking at some of the sideline flags. But when you don't use maybe a breeze like that to your advantage, that even heaps the pressure on more so.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be another extra challenge that they're going to have this game, how they're going to deal with that. But yeah, I think it is going to be an uphill battle for Fianna in this half.
Yeah. But I'm going back to that question though. What do you do? Are there changes that you think they could make there at this point, or do you stick with it and kind of, as I said, throw the shackles off?
Yeah, you can see they're playing with Hannah and Laura Grandin in just two up front. Whether it's a case that trying to get more ball supply into them, but again, Crokes have kind of been intercepting a lot of the ball going in. So it's again, do you try and play more forwards up and work the ball through the hands against that breeze and hopefully get a few more scores far around? But like I said, they have had their goal chances. They just haven't been clinical enough in front of goal. So the chances have been there, whether they can take them this half. And I think if they can get a few scores early on in this half, build a bit of confidence, build a bit of momentum and try and get themselves back into it.
You mentioned the press from Kilmacud Crokes. They've been doing that from the beginning. That can be sometimes hard to sustain for an entire game as well. It's very energy sapping.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look, like they have put in a lot of effort into this first half, and to maintain that momentum for 60 minutes, it can be tough. But I think with Crokes, the only thing is they do have a really strong bench. It'll be interesting to see what impact they'll have. But yeah, it'll be interesting now with Fianna. I do hope that they get a good few scores just to start off, get into it, and look, hopefully we can make a good game the second half.
The potential is there, just before I suppose we start wrapping up from the half-time analysis. The potential is there because there was that period of time after they got that opening goal where they carved open Kilmacud's defence on a couple of occasions, got in for the opportunities. There was the really good save as well from Carla Conway's shot in the 25th minute or so. So Kilmacud did tighten up again and probably played really well defensively for the final 5-7 minutes or whatever it was with stoppage time. But there are openings, there are gaps, and they probably just maybe need to expose those. It sounds very simple, expose those a little bit more.
Yeah, and look, if they get, like I said, if they get those opportunities in this half, they just have to take them. They haven't been taking their scores in the first half, forcing goals. And yeah, I think the kick out's going to be another area. When they were forced to go long, that's when they were losing it. Kilmacud Crokes had a high press. They were losing a lot of ball around the middle. When they go short, they're winning a lot more of their kickouts then. So I think maybe at that option they might look at trying to maintain possession from the kickouts and then just work it up the pitch and hopefully can get a few scores.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Lindsay. Yeah, it's going to be a tough half for Fianna. But I remember last year and we kind of had things decided at half time and it certainly didn't pan out like that. It will be an interesting second half. We're of course at half time in the go-ahead Dublin Ladies Senior Football Final for 2023. It's Kilmacud Crokes who hold a substantial lead. They lead 2-9 to 1 goal and 1 point at the half-time break. An interesting second half to come. And do stay with us here on Dublin LGFA TV, because we're going to bring it to you live and exclusive.
Now you're very welcome back to Parnell Park. We're almost set to go for the second half in the go-ahead Dublin Ladies Senior Football Final for 2023. Kilmacud Crokes 2-9, Fianna 1-1, the score after the opening 30 minutes. Kilmacud Crokes just making their way back out onto the field for this second half. They'll play with the aid of the breeze in the second half as well, so they're in a really, really good position here, Kilmacud Crokes, as they look to win the trophy once again and take the honours in the Dublin Championship this year. But Fianna with a couple of goal chances in that first half, and they've done enough to suggest that they can work their way back into things. Denise Masterson alongside us on co-commentary. Denise, what do Fianna need to do a little bit better now in the second half?
Oh, look, I think the problem working it out of their back line, maybe just spreading the play a little bit more. Like I've said probably too many times at this stage, if they can get the ball up there to Laura Grendon, she's looked dangerous every single time she's got her hand on the ball. In fairness, there's great space in there and they're holding their shape. She's holding shape really well, as is Hannah, but it's just trying to get that ball up the pitch faster, just not taking it into the tackle. The Kilmacud Crokes players want the tackle, it's just to get that ball moving.
Well, Crokes have won the throw-in. That midfield pairing, Niamh Cotter just moving into the middle for the start of this second half. As Crokes now playing from left to right. Take possession with Alva Davern. 6 points in the first half for Ava Rutledge. The goals came from Niamh Cotter and Mia Jennings. As the centre-back, Kate Murray now surging forward, fouled. Claire Kelly committing the foul. And defending now to do for Fianna. They've still kept that extra player back there in Fianna. They have played with that +1 at the back. This ball in over the head of Michelle Davern. She's done really well to keep that one on the field of play. Now, can they make the most of it? Davern trying to get away from Aoife Nolan and has won the free. Brilliant stuff from Michelle Davern. It looked like that ball was heading out wide harmlessly.
Yeah, she doesn't give up on that full forward line and she's always in the right place. She doesn't give up on any ball, but she's a very effective player for Kilmacud in there. Probably an underrated player maybe in Dublin somewhat. And, you know, Kate Murray coming up there from centre back, she's a forward at heart, and I'd say she'd only love to be getting up there now and getting a score on the board herself.
So here's the free now for Kilmacud Crokes. It'll be the perfect start to the second half if they can convert it from here. Good angle for a right-footed kicker. Just on that 13-metre line, making the angle a little bit better. The kick is sent in. The umpire's looking at that one. It's just gone to the right and wide. So a let-off in the early stages of this second half for Fianna, but they really do need scores quickly. Down the other end, they've retained possession from their own kick-out. Sophia Hearn gets past the challenge. Now needs some support here. Hearn has got the free. Wastes little time and getting things back underway. Now driving down that far side of the park, Fianna trying to make inroads. It was Carla Conway fouled. Plays it short towards Laura Grendon, as Denise says, has looked very dangerous when in possession, and she's got past the challenges here now. It's opening up, looking for support off the shoulder. Grendon thought there might be a free coming there. The referee doesn't agree. Ray McBride, and good defending from Kilmacud Crokes to win it back. Laura McGee now trying to turn defence into attack for Kilmacud Crokes. Gets it away and goes for the return. Good stuff from McGee. Holds off the challenge of Leah Caffrey. Caffrey showing her towards the sideline down underneath us here. And Crokes now just trying to manage this second half. What a great challenge that is from Leah Caffrey. She's been superb in the tackle. And now Ailish O'Dowd looking to bring Fianna forward. There are plenty of Crokes defenders back there. Carla Conway spots the gap, tries to go through it, but again Crokes getting the bodies in the way, this time illegally. But how about that challenge from Leah Caffrey?
I don't know if you can coach that. I don't know if that's just in you from when you start playing. You know, she is just tigerish. Once she sees any sort of ball or opportunity there to win it, she just sees it as hers. I absolutely love it. I mean, I don't know many people who would have dived in like that, you know, but she just had a time to perfection. Absolutely brilliant. Laura
Grendon now will take this free. Looking to just close that gap down slightly now at the start of the second half. 3 minutes since half-time. Grendon got the goal in the 16th minute of the first half. She kicks this one and kicks it over the bar. So reasonably good start for Fianna in this second half, but they'll need quite a bit more on the scoreboard to make things interesting. Kilmacud Crokes go short with the kick out. Fianna pushing up. Well, Crokes have held on to it, trying to work it out, but now they've met the challenge of Hannah Tyrrell there. Tyrrell this time gets the hand in to win it back, then the corner back hits the deck and it's actually a free from Fianna. They take it quickly, sent in towards Carla Conway. This is better now from Fianna, looking for their first title since 2014, and they've got the free. much better.
Much better, and you love to see that kind of pressure being put on the kick out. You know, I thought they were nearly about to give up on it, and then they got the free when the player picked it up off the ground. But I think they're getting more frees as well here from the referee. They're taking it into the tackle it now, but they're getting their frees. So if they can keep these ticking over now, much more impressive, and you'd love to see them press up again on the kick out after.
Hannah Tyrrell will take this free. Hasn't scored yet in this game. Tyrrell kicking it left-footed, but that one has just hung out to the left and wide. That's a huge let-off for Kilmacud Crokes. You would have expected Tyrrell to kick that one.
Yeah, unlucky for Fianna now, but you'd like to see them put the same pressure on this kick out.
And they really have done so again. In fairness to Grace Cost, she did well. That wasn't easy control. Under pressure as well, with a couple of Fianna players breathing down her neck, but Crokes have retained the ball. They work it out now towards Kate Murray. And now some more space for Niamh Cotter here to work in and potentially set up an attack. Eilish O'Dowd got a hand in, but the ball still with Mia Jennings here now. There's loads of space inside in front of Michelle Davern just off camera. Here comes the long delivery looking for Laura McGee, who just held out on this right-hand side. Good work there from Laura Grendon back in a defensive position, but Fianna probably need her down the other end. Here come Fianna now with Orla Martin driving down the centre of the park. Martin, another of the Dublin players in the Fianna setup. Hannah Tyrrell, 2 players on her, and she's won the free. They need Tyrrell to really get into this game now, you feel, in this second half. Has been marshalled well by Kilmacud Crokes. Claire Kelly is occupying the position just in front of the goal. Tyrrell goes short with the free. Crokes seem happy enough just to try and defend their lead here now. They've put quite a few bodies inside their own 45. Leah Caffrey up there for Fianna, and they've got the free again. Carla Conway. Pretty difficult to find a way through here. Orla Martin is going to try. Aoife Caffrey jinks past one challenge, then though is met by that Kilmacud Crokes wall of defence. And here they come now on the counter. Well, they have that lead and they're going to defend it.
And you just wonder, has it been a tactic that Fianna have decided to come out and try and take the players on a little bit more, as opposed to hand passing it off and try and win the free, which they've been successful in doing.
Grace Cost dishes this one off for Kilmacud Crokes. Lovely little jink away from the challenge by Julia Buckley, who's in for Kilmacud Crokes. That's a fine challenge, however, from Emma Deely. There's a huge Fianna support inside the ground tonight, and they've really roared on their players at every opportunity. And you feel just if they could get a couple of scores in the right direction, it might just shift the momentum, Fianna, with that support behind them.
Absolutely, you know, and it's, you know, it was the same last year as well, you know, when Thomas Davis started putting a run on, you know, when you have a lead and the team starts clawing it back, you know, it can make it a little bit uneasy and uncomfortable for the last 15 minutes. But I suppose Fianna need to get a few more scores on the board before they're in a position maybe to be exerting any of that type of pressure on Kilmacud. Yeah,
it's still very comfortable for Kilmacud Crokes, and they've defended well in the early stages of this second half. The ball forward now for Fianna, well gathered by Carla Conway under a lot of pressure, and she's got a free. And you're right, Denise, they seem to have a bit more directness to their play, Fianna.
Definitely, you know, they're trying to take the players on. Maybe, you know, they were told not to be maybe in any way fearful of them, you know, like I said, it could have been nerves with a couple of the girls coming out tonight, but they certainly seem to have stepped up and are trying to take their players on a little bit more this half.
Eilish O'Dowd putting in the challenge there, but she's given away the free. Crokes have it just outside their own 45. Kate Murray will take it. That ball forward for the corner forward, Ava Rutledge. 6 points in the first half, a wonderful display. Mia Jennings too, very prominent in that very productive first 30 minutes for Kilmacud Crokes. Good running off the shoulder here from Laura McGee. Her good running in the early stages set up a goal for Niamh Cotter. Cotter sends the ball in front of Michelle Davern. 2 points from play already for Davern. She senses there might be another score on here. Back outside it comes to Julia Buckley. Crokes happy enough to try and be patient here. Fianna now getting their players back in behind the ball. Buckley again might fancy this one off the right boot. She's connected that one well, but just half a yard outside the right hand upright. But time will also become an issue for Fianna here.
Yeah, and Eve Gleason's doing a good job in there, Michelle Davern as well. Like I said, Michelle has a great knack of getting into the right positions, but in fairness to Niamh, she stood her up well there. It was one-on-one and she did a good job.
Free is awarded. Eilish O'Dowd is looking up for an option here. Hannah Tyrrell is going to look for it. She's got out in front of her opposite number there, but Emer Sweeney really has had a fine game in marking Hannah Tyrrell so far. Tyrrell looking to deliver here. Crokes again looking a little bit open at the back. Brilliant take from Laura Grendon. They need a score here, Fianna. Can they get it? Grendon for her second goal of the night. And it's in. Fianna have their second goal. Is that the score to bring them back into things here? They close the gap down to 7 points, and Laura Grendon's second goal has come in the 10th minute of the second half, and that just might make things interesting here.
Brilliant, and kind of what we were saying in the first half in terms of, I thought for a second maybe she was going to try and feed it and do the unselfish thing and play it to the player ahead of her, but she was dead right to back herself, you know, and with that momentum coming through. She's such a powerful player, and like I said, that wasn't an easy ball that was sent into her that she won either, so I really think Fianna just need to be looking at getting the ball up there as quick as they can. That's
a really good take from Ava Rutledge. They needed that one, Kilmacud Crokes. And she retained possession, won the free, and that just kills the momentum a little bit. Cotter now is looking for a long ball inside. The run is being made by Michelle Davern. Well, they responded well to the little spurt from Fianna in the first half. Can they do likewise here? Cotter had made a good run inside there. Instead, the ball goes to Alva Davern. Still Alva Davern to Michelle Davern, looking for another score here. Davern now with the kick. This one is high into the evening sky. It's not gone on target, and Eilish O'Dowd has done really well to control that one. Laura McGee was there as well. O'Dowd plays it forward. There's still life in this Fianna challenge. The referee has spotted a bit of a collision off the ball, and now there's one on the ball as well. You saw that one as well off the ball, Denise.
Yeah, look, I didn't exactly see it, but I think it was maybe Laura McGee. I think maybe a little bit fired up, and I suppose it was off the ball, you know, so... And I'm not sure if it was Lauren again on the second one there, you know, but like I said, I thought that would probably, that battle there in the middle of the park would probably be a little bit, you know, a little bit niggly, I suppose. Like I said, you know, two really competitive athletic players, you know, and when you know each other really well, and I suppose as well a bit of that competition, you know, it drives players on. And the best final. But I even mean that individual competition, you know, when you see a challenge there on the pitch, and they'd be certainly two players that wouldn't pull out of it. It's what makes, I suppose, the great players great, you know, and Lauren is certainly a great player. And it was actually Mia Jennings, I think, is it, that's after getting a yellow card there, which is a huge loss to Kilmacud, because she's been absolutely huge for them in this game so far.
And Laura McGee being spoken to now
as well, yeah.
So this could be quite a big difference. Lauren McGee would suggest, her demeanour there would suggest that she's going to get some sort of a card.
Oh,
it's a red card.
It's a straight red.
It's a red card for Lauren McGee. Well, might that be the game changer here, Denise? Lauren McGee dismissed after 11 minutes of the second half.
I didn't say. I knew it was something off the ball. I'm just not sure, and I thought the player went down fairly heavily, but I'm quite surprised at the straight red there. I'm not sure what happened, but the centre back there, Elise Jameson Murphy for Fianna, seems to have taken a bad bang to the eye, so I'm not sure exactly what happened now.
Well, the referee spoke to the linesman, the linesperson down underneath us, got some word in, and comes to the decision to dish out a red card to Laura McGee. So the centre back for Fianna, Elise Jameson Murphy, is just down underneath us receiving some attention here. And well, that really changes the picture, doesn't it? 2-9 to 2-2, and still a long way to go.
Yeah, and Mia Jennings gone now for 10 minutes as well, and she's been absolutely instrumental in a lot of the Kilmacud attack. So you know, it's certainly going to be interesting to see how Kilmacud cope with being two players down for 10 minutes, and how Fianna use the numerical advantage, because it doesn't always go as seamlessly as you think it might.
I think Kilmacud Crokes are just readying a substitute there on the far side as well to change things up, but surely now Fianna will have a little bit more life about them after that goal from Laura Grendon got them back to within 7. Can they make this numerical advantage count? Leah Caffrey dishes this ball back as far as the cornerback Sophia Hearn. Challenge comes in from Michelle Davern. She's played really well at full forward. Ball finds its way towards Sophia Hearn. All good defending from Kilmacud Crokes. Super stuff at the back. Now there's no one forward because Michelle Davern had come back to try and help out in a defensive situation. Centre back Kate Murray doing brilliantly on that occasion. Alva Davern now.
This is where Fianna really need to be smart when they're in possession of the ball. When you have that many free players, you can be tempted to just pass it back and forth, but you don't want to be inviting Kilmacud onto any loose ball like that.
Niamh Carr of Donegal down into the corner. You feel a score here would be a big one for Kilmacud Crokes, just in terms of the momentum here. All came from Good defending down the other end. They've got the free. That could be crucial.
Yeah, well worked free, you know, and Fianna maybe could have just stood off her there, but yeah, it would be a huge free for Kilmacud.
Here comes the substitution for Kilmacud Crokes. Bit of a surprise maybe that Emer Sweeney is being withdrawn. She's been taken off at this stage, had a really good game on Hannah Tyrrell.
Replaced with Molly Lamb, you know, which is another huge addition. You know, the Crokes bench is a really good bench, and Molly Lamb has an awful lot of experience as well. So, you know, it's a good option to be able to switch your captain with, I suppose, another player who'd be a great leader. You can see her already there taking control in the middle of the park.
Now the free will take place in just a moment down to our right-hand side, but even though there's 7 points in it, you do feel this match is very finely poised because of Kilmacud Crokes' numerical disadvantage now with Laura McGee dismissed on that red card.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a huge discipline required in having the extra players as well. You know, it can be tempting to pass it around too much. Like Fianna need to just keep moving that ball a lot faster. You know, the Kilmacud players cannot cope with 14 of them coming at them, but if they're going to pass it around their back line, it'll make it easier for Kilmacud. So it's just for them to still stick to the game plan in terms of trying to get the ball up to Laura.
Ava Rutledge just unable to squeeze that one inside the post, and the gap remains 7. We still have 15 minutes left to play. We've had a lengthy stoppage there as well, so quite a distance to go in this go-ahead Dublin senior football final. But at the moment, Kilmacud Crokes in the driving seat here to try and take the silverware in less than an hour's time. But Fianna will have something to say about that. They look to have a bit more energy about them now with those extra players on the park. Just about getting that one away in time. And now Ailish O'Dowd looks okay after picking up that knock a couple of moments ago. Here's the ball with Roisin Baker wearing number 28. Laura Grendon, 2 goals already in this final. Can she complete the hat-trick? Well, another goal would really make it interesting.
And also very interesting that it looks like Aoife Kane has been moved on to Laura, and I suppose that's the measure of, I suppose, the respect that maybe they're showing her now, putting, like, I suppose, one of the best defenders in the country as well out to mark her.
That is true, and that'll be an interesting battle to keep an eye on now for the closing stages. Hannah Tyrrell is in there on the edge of the square for this particular attack as Fianna try and work it through the hands. Elise Jameson Murphy has dished that one off. Laura Grendon being picked up, as Denise says, by Aoife Kane. Kane getting a hand in. Ailish O'Dowd now as far as Aoife Caffrey. Is there a way through here for Fianna? It's a packed Kilmacud Crokes defence, but they've committed the foul. Everybody's back there bar Michelle Davern for Kilmacud Crokes. Ball with Elise Jameson Murphy now. Fianna trying to force their way through, but the cornerback Sophia Hearn just took that one into the challenge, and maybe the referee might dish out a card here in the Fianna direction.
Oh, it's this tackle again, you know, the charge and tackle in ladies football. I mean, I do think that was a free out there, but you know, it's a tough call sometimes to get, and I don't always know if we yeah,
it's a yellow card.
You know,
so
I don't. Yeah,
perhaps with the cards being dished out in the other direction as well for Kilmacud Crokes.
A bit of a balancing act, and look, you know, it's definitely a free out in terms of charging, but I think it's a call maybe that needs to be in some way looked at or redefined in ladies football, because I think more often than not it's a controversial decision.
That free has gone short, but Ailish O'Dowd has got it, and now Fianna looking to make the most of it. They've got the ball away. There might be a goal chance on here. This would make it very interesting. Kelly, and it's in. Fianna have the goal. Claire Kelly has finished off the move, and Fianna right back in this final.
And again, Claire Kelly and the pressure she was putting on the kick out there too. You know, she's been really a big player for Fianna since coming there in the first half when Lucy Collins unfortunately got that injury. But yeah, definitely another turning point now, and it's, you know, I suppose it'll be a test now of Kilmacud's, I suppose, composure and how they keep their heads here as well.
3-2 for Fianna, 2-9 for Kilmacud Crokes. 15 points, plays 11. It's all to play for now in the closing stages here under the lights at Parnell Park. The crowd really getting involved in things now as Grace Cost drives forward for Kilmacud Crokes. She's still going here. There's no one in front of her in terms of a teammate. She's going to have to do it all on her own. Grace Cost, though, unable to find the target at the end of it. I think she had the advantage earlier on in that passage of play, but continued on.
Yeah, and look, she was right. I know. I think she couldn't believe that the Fianna players maybe weren't coming to her, and I'm sure she was glad that the advantage was played. And then I suppose after a certain amount of time, the advantage was over. But an unfortunate wide, I suppose.
Now, Kilmacud Crokes won that ball back. The kick out went very short from Fianna. The referee has sounded the whistle, but I think it might be. Is it a throw ball, Denise?
I'm not sure if the referee has decided yet either. I think he is speaking certainly to two players, but I think he is. He's saying it's a throw ball now as well. Yeah, it is a throw ball.
So, throw ball all the way back there in the Fianna half. But, well, this is now very finely poised.
And not the most free-flowing game of football, but certainly has a lot of tension and on a knife-edge feel to it at the moment.
Yeah, it really does. And this could go anyway now over the last 10 minutes as these sides look to get their hands on that all-important silverware. It is going to be a throw ball. Eilish O'Dowd is in there. Niamh Cotter for Kilmacud Crokes. Every possession crucial now at this stage as we head for the closing moments of this final. Cotter has done superbly well to win the ball there and win a free as well. How big a moment might that be at the end of it all?
Yeah, and she's a big player. She was a big player for Cork. And Niamh Cotter, strong player as well. So I mean that could be huge now in terms of just settling. And Mia Jennings, I'm not sure how many minutes she has left, but we saw what the danger she was doing in that forward line. So it'll be a different type of contest again when she's back on the pitch.
So lots to keep an eye on. Here's the free. They need to try and get this one, Kilmacud Crokes, but they haven't. It's just gone to the left and wide from Ava Rutledge. Well, she was brilliant in the first half. A couple of frees just haven't come off here in the second. I can see Mia Jennings just on the far side asking the question, all right, Denise, whether she can come back in. Still a minute or two to go, I think, on that sin bin. Sophia Hearn is in the sin bin as well for Fianna at the moment. It's 14 against 13 because Lauren McGee was sent off for Kilmacud Crokes earlier on in this second half. Into the final 10 minutes at Parnell Park, the go-ahead Dublin Senior Football Final. Ball all the way across the other side of the park, picked up by Carla Conway. Support inside from Emma Deely if she wants it. She'll give the pass eventually. Crokes are getting the bodies back in behind the ball. Hannah Tyrrell rather is screaming for the ball in the middle of the park. The referee has sounded the whistle here. I think there's a head injury. Hannah Tyrrell will have the ball. Emma Deely involved there as well.
I'm not sure if that was Aoife Kane. She had come out there defending. Defending Laura Grandin, and I'm not sure if it was Aoife Kane that got a knock there, but she's doing a very tight job on Laura now. Laura's having to come out a lot deeper, I suppose, to win the ball, which is maybe not exactly where Fianna want her to be getting it, but I mean she's still getting on the ball, and despite the fact it's been a very tough game for her in terms of possession, I still think she's been very impressive.
So the attention just being given to the Kilmacud Crokes player. Hannah Tyrrell will have the ball once things resume, but won't be able to go for goal from here. Has to play it to a teammate, does to Eilish O'Dowd. Now, Fianna will try and keep the scoreboard ticking here. They're trying to find a way through. It's all very congested. Eilish O'Dowd playing it across. Remember, they're playing into the breeze here, so they have to get it that little bit closer before they can shoot. Grendon plays the hand pass across, but it's held up in that breeze. Michelle Davern all the way back there. She's had a really, really good game, Michelle Davern. Up at the other end with 2 points, but she's been working hard too in general play, and more evidence of that there.
Yeah, she's a great player for Kilmacud. Like I said, I don't always know maybe if Michelle gets the recognition, like she works really hard, she puts in a good shift, she's a really eye for goal, she plays the full forward position really well, and that's a super tackle and dispossession she's after getting in there for her team.
Philippa Green, the cornerback, involved here as this transition up towards the middle of the field brings Kilmacud Crokes on the attack. Again, though, they've got nobody up really in a forward position, with Michelle Davern now in a deeper lying role, trying to provide some leadership, as you say as well, Denise, around the middle of the park. This player, Niamh Cotter, can also do so. Vastly experienced campaigner at inter-county level. Well, Kilmacud have overcarried the ball, according to our match referee. But then the pass, well, it has gone awry, has it, for Fianna after winning that turnover. Then the ball is in their bodies in around it. I think it's going to be a throw ball. Well, it's very frantic all of a sudden.
Yeah, and like I said, you just want Fianna to move that ball fast there. Molly Lamb was very quick, in fairness to her, to get a hand in, but just to be a little bit more clinical when they have possession like that, and they had Kilmacud on the back foot, I suppose.
Hannah Tyrrell battling there with Cotter. Again, it's a loose ball, and Tyrrell has got it at the second time of asking. Now, can they make it count? Fianna, Kilmacud trying to get players back, but Fianna sensed the goal might be on. The hand pass doesn't quite go to hand. Kilmacud now need to try and get it out of there. Laura Grendon's applying the pressure and the challenge, and well, Kilmacud survive. You just sensed Fianna thought goal was on there.
They did, and in fairness, I think that was Philippa Green who got the tackle in there.
What a brilliant challenge again from Leah Caffrey. She's been absolutely outstanding for Fianna. And Ailish O'Dowd now bringing it forward. Grendon trying to get inside the challenge. She has done so. There's a player looking for it on the far side. It's opening up for Fianna again. Can they get a score? Fianna maybe looking for a goal again. Has the whistle sounded? It has. How about that for footwork from Carla Conway inside the challenges, but at the end of it all, it's going to be a free in and a chance to close the gap down to 3 points.
Yeah, and look again, Leah Caffrey, you know, just having somebody like that around the half-back line, just getting those hands in, getting those tackles in, you know, it's huge, and you just feel them, Fianna could just move that ball a split second faster, you know, that they would be able to open up the Kilmacud defence maybe a little easier.
Now there's a sub being introduced on the Fianna side of things. It's the player wearing 21, Ellie McAleer, has come in. So here's this free for Hannah Tyrrell, right in front of the post, away to our left-hand side, and Tyrrell gets her first point of the evening and brings us back to a 3-point game. Remember, Kilmacud Crokes led 2-9 to 1-1 at half-time, but they've had Lauren McGee sent off in this second half. Mia Jennings is back on after that sin bin. So at the moment, I think it's 14-14. Sophie Ahern is still in the sin bin for Fianna.
I'd say Sophie maybe had another 2 or 3 minutes maybe after for Mia Jennings coming back in, so it won't be long until it is 15 v 14 for Fianna. So
both teams with 14 on the field right now. Leah Caffrey is pushed up here. She's picking up Niamh Cotter for this kick out, but Kilmacud Crokes have won it. And Fianna looking very open indeed. There's 2 players through the middle here for Kilmacud Crokes if they can play it inside. Instead it's with Julia Buckley now down this right hand flank. Here comes the run through the central channel. It's with Ava Rutledge, 6 points already. Cotter, they need a score, and Cotter has kicked it over the bar. What an outstanding point at a crucial moment. Niamh Cotter got the goal in the second minute, but you could argue that point is even more important.
A huge score for Kilmacud, you know, and they worked it really well. Fianna maybe got caught a little bit there. They were nearly at a numerical advantage coming at them there. Kilmacud again, Ava Rutledge made a super run, but again a sign of the player, I suppose, when it's not been happening in the second half. She passed it back to Cotter and a lovely score over the bar. Yeah,
it feels like a really important one. 2-10 plays 3-3, 4 points the margin. The clock tells us we've played 56 minutes, but there have been quite a few stoppages in this second half. You'd imagine we'll go quite a distance past the 60. Ailish O'Dowd is looking up for an option inside. She's got Claire Kelly to her left, instead finds Grendon in on the edge of the square. Grendon has come out and played a brilliant ball across. Is there a goal chance on here for Fianna? They might be better advised to try and settle for the point. Grendon on the loop, sends it in and sends it over the bar. 2 goals, now a point as well for Laura Grendon. She's been brilliant at full forward, and 3 points the gap again.
Yeah, you know, her vision there to spot Conway, she had probably felt she missed her the first time when she sent it over on the last play, but a super ball, and yeah, lovely score from Laura there. But the ball in originally, Caffrey had made a super run, and it was a great ball in, and that's the type of stuff Fianna need to do maybe to stretch that Kilmacud defence a bit more.
So 3 points the gap. 3 minutes of normal time left to go. Kate Murray drives forward for Kilmacud Crokes. This has been an absorbing second half in the senior final for 2023. Michelle Davern has been brilliant at full forward. They need a score, Kilmacud, and they've got it. Michelle Davern has provided real leadership in this second half in particular. And Kilmacud had that lead out again.
Yeah, like I said, like for me as well, last year in the final, Michelle really stepped up, and you know, she's just been tipping away at it this year in the final. You know, a really, really good game, and that's a super score for her again. Her work rate has been phenomenal.
Here comes the kick out as Kilmacud win it back, and Fianna with defending to do. It's with Niamh Cotter all the way back. They're going to take on the shot here from long range. The direction was good, but not quite the distance from the boot of Kate Murray. But that's a loose hand pass out. Kilmacud might just get a goal here, and it's well saved by Karen O'Connell. Well, Fianna making life difficult for themselves, and in the end it's a free out for Fianna.
Yeah, they'd be unlucky there with they were not unlucky, I suppose, disappointed with the kickouts that they're given. But Karen O'Connell has been super in goal as well today. In another great save from her.
Certainly was. Made some crucial stops in the early stages of the second half as well, or the first half rather. Kilmacud almost had 3 goals inside the first 10 minutes, but Sophia Hearn is back on the field of play there for Na Fianna. But look at this, they're just making it difficult on themselves trying to get out. You have to give Crokes credit as well for applying the pressure so high up the field, but it really is frantic and energy sapping stuff right now. Silverware on the line.
Yeah, huge credit has to go to Kilmacud, you know, I mean, to get a red card and a yellow card at the same time, and you know, they really kept their heads, and like we said, like the Michelle and Cotter stepping up there and putting crucial scores over when they needed them just to settle, you know, but they've been impressive in how they have handled it.
Orla Martin is bringing Na Fianna forward. Hannah Tyrrell has had a good second half. Look at the good passing here. Oh, it's brilliant, and it's inside. Brendan for the hat-trick. Oh, that's a crucial hand from Aoife Kane. Well, that could be the interception to win this championship final for Kilmacud Crokes. Just as it looked like Brendan might get the chance for her 3rd goal. Now Crokes down the other end. Davern is up there, but she's not involved in this particular attack because it's with Julia Buckley on the far side. Davern's hanging out to the right. Buckley with the shot. And that could well be the key passage of play in this championship final. Julia Buckley with a tremendous point.
You know, when you have that sort of firepower, I suppose, in your forward line, when you look at the scores that they've got, you know, Rutledge, Davern, Cotter, Jennings, and now they've Julia Buckley on, putting the ball over the bar as well, you know, when they've such a range of that firepower up there, I suppose it's very hard to keep a team like that down.
A big score for Kilmacud Crokes, 2-12 to 3-4. And now with time coming against Na Fianna as well, though we will have, you would imagine, quite a few more minutes to play here at Parnell Park. We have had quite a number of stoppages in this second half. But you'd feel now Na Fianna need a goal. That kick out eventually finds its way towards Leah Caffrey. She's met by the challenge of Michelle Davern. But Na Fianna need to get the ball down the other end. Roisin Baker, Ailish O'Dowd. Well, they looked virtually dead and buried at half-time. Na Fianna trailed by 2-9 to 1-1, but they've stormed back into this contest. Claire Kelly with a goal too for Laura Grendon as well. But now you feel they need another goal, maybe even 2. Hannah Tyrrell involved in this attack as they move it forward. Claire Kelly back now as far as Carla Conway, met by 2 Kilmacud Crokes players, and it's a free in. Is that 5-point lead sufficient at this stage, would you think, Denise?
I think it is. I think if maybe Laura had got on the end of that goal where Aoife Kane got that crucial hand in there on the last one, possibly, you know, but it's hard to see where they would get 5 points now when we're nearly time up, you know, but I think Na Fianna will be disappointed in terms of if you look how they're hand passing the ball or taking players on. Maybe this half they just didn't maybe get into it at all in the first half, you know, and they'll be disappointed with that. But like you said, you'd have to give huge credit to Kilmacud going a man down. We're going 2 men down, I suppose, for 10 minutes and losing, not just, you know, like losing Lauren McGee, who's just such a huge player for them physically around the middle of the park, and Mia Jennings, who had been, I suppose, instrumental in a lot of their attacks in the first half. You know, they responded really well, and huge players, and it wasn't just one player, it was a spread of players up there, I suppose, whereas as maybe what I've been saying, maybe that forward line for Na Fianna was very dependent on Laura getting on the ball and maybe creating something for them there.
Free will come from Hannah Tyrrell. Looks like she's lining up the point here. Tyrrell looking to add a second to her personal tally, but well, she looks to the heavens because that one has gone out to the left and wide. A score that Na Fianna really needed at this point in terms of player of the match. Plenty of potential contenders, Denise.
Yeah, lots of contenders there. You know, for Na Fianna, I suppose Leah Caffrey has been so tough for them, so strong there in the back line. Like I said, Laura has done a really good job on the full forward line when she has got the ball up to her. And there's, I suppose, numerous players for Kilmacud. Ava Rutledge had a super first half. Mia Jennings, I suppose, up until maybe being sin-binned. There's been a lot of players.
Yeah, and we'll have the player of the match confirmed afterwards, along with the presentation of the Championship Cup. The Michael Murphy Memorial Cup will be presented after the game here at Parnell Park to the winners, and at the moment it looks like Kilmacud Crokes will be getting their hands on the trophy. 3 minutes past the 60, as our match graphic there will tell you, and it looks like Na Fianna will try and work a goal here somehow from this particular attack. The ball in the arms of Leah Caffrey. Is there a way through? Is there more late drama? We've had plenty of it already tonight at Parnell Park. Caffrey looks like she'll just launch this one in around the edge of the square. She's following in after it as well. Not too many Na Fianna players forward. In fact, as that ball was played in, Hannah Tyrrell was the furthest forward. On we go. Match referee Ray McBride is looking at his watch, but we still play as Crokes trying to work it out of that corner. They've done really, really well too to get the ball forward, but enough Na Fianna bodies in around it there to win it back. Tyrrell dishes it off to Caffrey, looking for another option. Tyrrell gets involved again. Crokes setting up that defensive wall. They know they're nearly there. Tyrrell is incensed by that challenge that came in. And a couple of players down on the deck now. I think it was it Michelle Davern?
It was, yeah, it was Michelle Davern who got that tackle in there. But I think there's going to be a lot of sore bodies. There's been a few hits there going in around the park. You know, it's been a really, really physical game when they're going into contact. I'm not quite sure why Hannah is so incensed. Maybe she felt like I don't know, the tackle from Michelle was overzealous or dangerous, I'm not sure, but in fairness to Michelle, like I said, she's put in a huge shift there in terms of helping out in the back line as well as what she's been doing up in the full forward line.
Here's Laura Grendon trying to find a way through. 2 goals already, they need one here in Na Fianna, but look at that defensive wall from Kilmacud Crokes. All the way back there, trying to repel this attack. They almost have their hands on the cup. Well, that ball has been
picked up off the ground.
Yeah, and it's going to be a free in. Well, they need a goal from this, you would feel, don't they, Na Fianna?
Yeah, and you would even feel at that. Whether or not that would do anything to change the result of the game at this stage, I'm not too sure. You know, I mean, they've tried everything in the second half, but that Kilmacud defence has really stood up to the challenge in terms of runners coming in have been stopped. You know, a very physical team, like we said, and
so here's the chance for the goal. It's sent in, but it's actually gone wide, and that could well be that now from a Na Fianna point of view. 5 points the margin. We're well past the 60. Laura Grendon has had a great game on the edge of the square, but down the other end, I think Ava Rutledge at corner forward has been very impressive as well for Kilmacud Crokes. 6 points in that first half. As the kick out is sent long, and there's the full-time whistle, and Kilmacud Crokes have done it. They are the champions once again. They've held off a second half fight back from Na Fianna to win here by 2-12 to 3-4. It's joy for Kilmacud Crokes. It's real disappointment for Na Fianna, but they really did give it everything in that second half to battle back from a 2-9 to 1-1 half-time deficit. But that superb opening half display laid the foundations for Kilmacud Crokes, and Denise, they're the champions once again.
Yeah, deserving champions. You know, I suppose they put the pressure on at the start of the first half. You know, I suppose they got into a lead that was hard for Na Fianna to maybe settle. It made their back line maybe a little bit nervous working the ball out, you know, and you have to give great credit to the forward line for Kilmacud Crokes in the first half as well, you know, in terms of the runs off the shoulder and just driving at the defence. You know, Na Fianna regrouped at half time, even before the sin bin and the red card. You know, we felt that they were coming harder, they were making better runs and that, but it was always going to be an uphill battle, I suppose, and they put up a great fight there, I suppose, for the last 15 minutes of the second half. But they'll have a lot of learnings from that, and I'm sure they'll be disappointed with some of the stuff, but you have to give great credit there to Kilmacud. Definitely deserving champions. Yeah,
and they will collect the championship trophy. The trophy and the player of the match presentation will take place shortly. We'll bring you that here on our live coverage as well, but you're seeing the scenes of Kilmacud Crokes celebrating their championship triumph once again here under the lights at Parnell Park. They've beaten Na Fianna by 2-12 to 3-4. Having led by 2-9 to 1-1, as we say, at half-time. It was a superb opening half display. The goals coming from Niamh Cotter and Mia Jennings in the first half. They did have Lauren McGee sent off in the second half. Mia Jennings sin-binned as well, but they overcame those setbacks and held off a spirited comeback from a Na Fianna side inspired by Laura Grendon at full forward with 2 goals. Claire Kelly also hit the back of the net as well. But at the end of it all, Kilmacud Crokes are the Dublin Senior Football Champions for 2023. We'll bring you all of the presentations, as I say, very shortly indeed, but first let's pass you over again to Angelina.
Thanks so much, Cathal. Well, we said there could be twists and turns in that second half. Lindsay, twists and turns aplenty.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, it was going to be an uphill battle for Na Fianna in that second half, but in fairness to them, they really gave them their all. And it did turn out to be an exciting second half. It was a bit of a messy second half, in fairness, a lot of stop-starting, and then obviously it was a big talking point with Lauren McGee getting the red card 40 minutes in and Sim at the same time. So I think, in fairness to Crokes, even with that, they still held on, and they managed to get the win, get over the line in the end.
Yeah, but that cliche of the game of two halves, and we'd kind of spoken before we went to air, and Kilmacud Crokes sometimes have a bit of a dip in that second half. We'd mentioned how energy sapping it is to do that high press as well, and it took them until Niamh Cotter's point in the 25th minute to score in that second half, but they had a lot of hard work done in the first half.
Yeah, like in fairness, they had a great lead built up 2-9 in the first half. Like we said, it was a very high tempo, high energy first half for them. They definitely dipped in the second half, and look, it's unfortunate for Na Fianna. I think had the gap not been so big at the first half, they might have had a chance in that second half. But they kept chipping away. Laura Grendon had a great game, 2-2. Fantastic stuff from her, but look, they were just, I suppose, unlucky at the end. But again, credit to the Crokes. I suppose the experience at the end of the day, they held on in that second half and just managed it very well.
Talk about the incidents in just a couple of moments, and we had some sin bins and the red card, as you alluded to. But just to mention the player of the match selection, this was a really difficult one because a lot of players put their heads up when they needed to, and I know we're looking at some of the highlights there from the game. You mentioned Laura Grendon. I mean, had Na Fianna won this evening, I think that would probably be a no-brainer. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, she really caused a lot of trouble for Crokes in second half. See that individual just driving at them, buried into the corner. Like, she's an amazing player. Again, though, it's just unfortunate with that gap being so big in the first half. It definitely was a struggle for them, but like they kept going, and look, they're fortunate, I suppose, with the sin bin and the red card at the same time, to get back, to give them a chance to get back into it. But again, look, I suppose, like we said, the experience of Crokes, they just managed it really well.
Yeah, you had mentioned the bench too at half time, and we saw that being slowly introduced, and it just seemed to settle the ship and steady the ship when they needed it, when the scores weren't coming as easy, when the press was coming from Na Fianna. Those experienced heads coming in did settle the ship.
Yeah, like, look, when you can look to the bench and call Molly Lamb on, Julia Buckley came on as well, got a great point at the end. Then Cassie Sultan coming in. But I think even with the experience on the pitch, Michelle Davern in the second half, I thought she had a really good game. She popped up with three crucial scores that they needed. And when you look at the second half, like I said, it was late into the second half until they got that point. So, fair credit to Na Fianna for the hard work that they put into it. I think they will be disappointed though with that first half performance.
Yeah, the incidents. We got a look, in fairness to Colin, he's doing great work on the replays, and we watched a lot of them there on screen in terms of some of the highlights and scores. The incident when Lauren McGee was off the ball had been moved at that stage, and we just got the tail end of it because it also resulted in the sin binning for Mia Jennings, which was the first card that was issued immediately after it. It was an interesting incident though, and I suppose we'd probably need, without sounding cliched, to see it properly in full slow-mo at this stage to make that call in it, but it was a difficult call.
Yeah, I don't know, was it hard to tell that? Did Lauren kind of just lean in and Ailish O'Dowd kind of went to ground then? But I don't know, was it from the sideline that they thought Lauren had made contact? Like I said, it was difficult for us to see up here, but it seemed to be just a coming together of the players, and obviously the sideline, I think, called it. They might have think that there was contact made, maybe she got her fist in, I'm not too sure, but look, it was a big call for her.
Big loss, yeah, big call in the game. Well, we're delighted we have the player of the match just joining us. We didn't think we'd have the player so soon, and we have James Caffrey, the finance officer for Go Ahead Ireland, joining us. So step into frame here, guys, and we're going to have a chat with Ava in just a couple of minutes, but of course, as you heard in our commentary, the player of the match is Ava Rutledge. We might get you to do the presentation first. James, thanks for being with us as well. Just a quick word, James, I'm going to completely doorstep you now with this, but Go Ahead have a great association with the Dublin Ladies Senior Championship, and you're proud sponsors of it.
Yeah, we're very proud sponsors. We took it up about 3 years ago, and it was really important to us when we did take over the championship, that we took everything with us, all codes. We just didn't think it was worthwhile without bringing both the ladies and the men's teams with us. So yeah, for a new company, it was really important for us to kind of put a stamp in Dublin, and the championship's really helped us. So yeah, we're delighted with it.
Yeah, we're delighted to have you here this evening and for that support. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Ava, listen, congratulations. You put in a powerful display. First of all, I'm sure you're delighted with the result.
Absolutely delighted. Yeah, I was kind of touch and go a bit in the second half, so just delighted when I heard that final whistle and we finally got the win. Some of us weren't even sure what the score was or whether we won or not, but I was delighted we got it over the end in the end.
It was a strange kind of game. I mean, in that first half, you put in a lot of hard work. You were totally dominant, really, for long periods of the first half. And then in that second half, it was a very different sort of a circumstance. I think 25 minutes before you got the first score of the second half.
Yeah, of course. Like we knew Fianna would Fianna, and they'd come out as strong as they did. It nearly wasn't their game in the first half. They were a little bit quieter than they normally would be. But yeah, they came out in the second half what we expected from them, and we knew they'd get their purple patch, and it probably lasted longer than the 10 minutes we'd hoped for. But they're a brilliant team, and we're glad we just got over the edge.
What's it like to have another senior football title under the belt, to be standing here then as well with the Player of the Match award? I know it is a team sport, and I know that, but it's a very proud evening for you, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and like that, people might know from the sport, like we've been chasing it for a few years now, so just to get the one last year was amazing, and now to push on for this year is absolutely incredible. So hopefully we can get ready and push on now for Leinster again.
Yeah, that's the next challenge though, isn't it? How quickly is that coming for you, Ava?
I actually don't know. It could be next week or 2 weeks. I tend to not look past the next match, so we'll enjoy tonight and enjoy the celebrations and then look for that next week.
Well deserved. We'll let you head over for the presentation. Our Player of the Match, Ava Rutledge, thank you so much for joining us, and we're delighted to have Ava with us here this evening. She was over in super quick time. We're delighted that she could join us. We'll pull Lindsay back in for a couple of minutes. Just looking around us, they're still calling them, are they, for presentation out there? I think at this stage, I know the camera is giving you some shots of that. Lindsay, look, as we said, a difficult choice for Player of the Match. There was a lot of players in contention, but Ava's a very worthy winner. Powerful first half performance when the damage was done by Kilmacud Crokes, really.
Yes, definitely. Look, in the first half, I think Ava, like 6 scores, like 3 points, 3 from frees. I thought she was just very active, very lively, and even at the end, she was helping to create a few scores. But yeah, definitely, I think definitely was probably a little bit quieter in the second half to what we had in the first half. But look, I think that was across the board. Fianna just really picked up the tempo in the second half. They really, like we said, they really just had to go for it, which they did. I think had the gap not been so big in that first half, it could have been their day. But look, it made for an interesting spectacle. It was what we wanted to see in the second half.
Ava alluded to Leinster there, and that's what Kilmacud Crokes will really want to attack now, isn't it? I mean, there will be an eye on bigger things than this once they've captured a very important Dublin senior title.
Oh, 100%. Look, this was always going to be the challenge, was like the competition in Dublin. Between, like we've seen it today, they were the two top teams coming through in those group stages, and look, we did have a good second half battle. But for them, look, they won they got to the All-Ireland semi last year, and look, it's going to be one step at a time. Leinster is definitely going to be the next thing now they're going to have to target. But like I said, I'm sure their long-term goal is to go one step further now to last year and get to an All-Ireland final. But yeah, like I said, what's up first is going to be Leinster.
Fianna will be disappointed this evening, and we have to have a word on them. I mean, you mentioned already they gave it their all in the second half. They gave us a really interesting spectacle. That'll be scant consolation to them. They'll be fiercely disappointed. But, without sounding or trying to sound condescending or patronising, being in a Dublin final is not an easy achievement, and they will be back. They have quality in their side.
Oh look, I've absolutely no doubt that they'll be back. They'll be bitterly disappointed from that first half performance, and like we said before the game, maybe it was just a bit of nerves got to them, but looking ahead to the future then, I've no doubt they'll try and build on this, and then over next year I've no doubt we could see them back here again.
Yeah, absolutely. Lindsay, it's been an interesting, enthralling evening here at Parnell Park in Dublin. The lights have been switched off. I think it's to encourage some of the supporters to leave the field of play now at this stage. It is a long evening, I'm sure, for all of the officials and the volunteers who have been here for quite a number of hours. We've been delighted to bring you full live coverage of the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Ladies Senior Football Final on Dublin LGFA TV. A huge thanks to all the team here this evening. They were here here for a long number of hours as well to get set up and make sure that you didn't miss any of that action. Thanks to Lindsay for being here with us and our commentary team of Cathal and Denise. And look, we look forward to seeing where Kilmacud's journey will go next and being back with you here soon as well on Dublin Ladies TV. So from all of us here at Parnell Park, a very good evening. And with all of our excitement here at Parnell Park, and the lights did go off, they actually were waiting for the Kilmacud Crokes team to take their place to accept the trophy this evening. And we wondered when the lights went off here behind us if they had done that at that stage, and Ava was over to us so quickly. So as you can see from our diligent camera crew, that presentation is still ongoing. I think actually the poor official, who we can't hear that well inside the gantry here, is making an appeal for that presentation to happen, because the players obviously were swamped by some of their family and friends here on the pitch at Parnell Park. So there was a couple of calls made all right, and we just weren't quite sure if it had happened, but that is happening right now. The presentation to the successful Kilmacud Crokes team happening here at Parnell Park, and our camera crew, as I said, being very diligent, waiting with us for that presentation. The captain is Emer Sweeney, and Emer will accept the trophy in the next couple of moments here from the Dublin Ladies County Board official at Parnell Park. And as we said, that presentation happening now. They finally managed to make their way from their Trojan supporters here on the pitch at Parnell Park to the stand to accept the trophy. The lights even going down a little bit were, I suppose, a little bit of a distraction. So as we said, we're keeping an eye here, so we might be able to, Colin, we might be able to pick up some of that presentation. I'm not sure if that's the signal I'm getting here. So as we said, I think they're ready to do that right now. So some of the official thank yous are happening here. Hopefully you're getting to hear a little taste of it, and I know at least you can see those images on your screens of the presentation happening here at Parnell Park, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of celebration when they finally get to raise the trophy aloft here. So Emer Sweeney is going to step up to accept the trophy, as you can see. So Emer has just accepted the trophy, and as we said, quite a number of supporters have waited round. There was a nice crowd here this evening. I'm not sure, I'm not great at estimating numbers, but I do think that the attendance probably was even slightly up on this time last year. So I'm not sure how much of this you might be able to pick up some of Emer's speech. You'll get the general gist of it, I'm sure, anyway. So that gives you a flavour of Emer Sweeney accepting the trophy here for Kilmacud Crokes in the 2023 Dublin Ladies Senior Football Final. This time I'm sure I'm saying goodnight. I am saying adieu from Parnell Park. Thanks again to the hard-working team here behind the scenes and in front of the cameras. It's been an enjoyable evening. Kilmacud Crokes are successful. They're the 2023 Go Ahead Dublin Ladies Senior Football Champions. A very good night to you.